stuff that God put on you, other demands. He had his little things over here. Whatever. I tell people up there and do something first. I tell you, I'm kind of I tell people all the time, that's not my demeanor, that's not my heart. And so, what I tell me, hey, what? I'm on your car, I'm on getting ready to go do something else, but before you get out the car, before you do, you say, call her. My God, she's like, Pastor George. I'm like, oh, get out of something. I forgot who she said, she told me to follow the number, and everything that she had to telephone. I said, you know what, God, you always set me up. I was like, because I had no idea she was doing this week. And I was telling my sister last night, I said, you know, it's funny to me, I was in the store maybe about a week prior to me calling her. And I was just in there looking at night clothes, pajamas, lounge clothes. When I get home, I like to be comfortable. And so I was in there just picking up stuff, and everything I picked up had some pink in it. And I wasn't doing that intentionally because my favorite color is blue. So I was like, I wasn't doing it intentionally or anything like that. And after I talked to her last week, I said, you know what? You had me in the store a week prior to that. Now, you got to understand there's different things he got me doing now. So when she told me how much I need to come up with by Tuesday this week, I was like, wait, now, what you got me doing? This. I want to be I'm going to be obedient to you. I know you got me doing this over here. So I was praising God for even being obedient. Because obedience is better than sacrifice. And my testimony, how a reason to rejoice, is really all about obedience. My whole testimony is about obedience. I stand in front of my church a lot of times. People laugh at me a lot of times. They think I'm, she just, But I'm telling the truth. I'm not telling folks the truth. Like I'm being serious. I never asked to be a pastor. Was not an ambition in my life. Was not something I was looking forward to. I said, now you explain to me anybody in their right mind who wants to sit up and listen to other people cry, take a bunch of crap out of folks, do everything else, and at the end of the day, you don't get paid for it. I got it. So, I was like, Lord, I could be doing something else, but I'm talking about obedience. My reason to rejoice is about being obedient. And it's amazing to me and funny to me because different places that I've gone and different things that I've done, it's amazing how when you have a text, somebody did one of the skits last night, and they was talking about haters. And I was like, Lord, you know what? You must be telling me. I was like, what I received. Because I know what it's like when you walk into a room, people look at your face, and you got this apostle in front of your name, they sitting up looking at you saying, Apostle of what? First of all, you're a woman. How you going to be apostle? I want the scripture and then tell me anything different. Number two, they look at your face and think, you look like you in your 20s. How you going to be a honey? You can't tell God who he's going to raise up when he's going to raise up and how he's going to raise up. I'm like, if the truth been told, I've been ministering since I was a child. Before I even knew what ministry was, I was already doing it. Because what's in you, if it's really, really in you, you're going to do it. And so, I didn't know anything about the prophetic. I didn't know anything about apostles. I didn't know anything about different things. You just, whatever God told me to do, I was going to do exactly what he told me to do and how he wanted me to do it. But I thank God because my reason to rejoice is in obedience. Because obedience is better than sacrifice. When they was in that skit and they was talking about the haters, I used to tell people in my church when we talk about different things, I said, when people come out and they attack the ministry or they attack me, I said, this is my stance of spirit. Do me a favor. Let me shut the doors of the church. Do me a favor. I'm like, but evidently 9 years later, the doors are still open, so evidently what you're doing means absolutely nothing. I said, because the truth of the matter is I'm obedient unto God. See, because when God called me into ministry, he called me into ministry with a buckload a job while I'm doing this thing. I didn't have none of that. I didn't have money coming in from nowhere this way. The Lord said, it's your time, it's your season. You get out there and you do what I'm going to do. And I watch how every time he tells me to do something, he finances it. And I'm like, you explain to me how God can finance something that does not make any sense. Let me tell you something. When you are walking in God, God is always going to stretch you into uncomfortable places. And if you're comfortable, I can guarantee you're not doing what God is calling you to do. Because you're either going to be comfortable. I get amazed because in ministry, there's never a time or a place where I stand up and I'm like, well, it's just nothing. No. Because when I'm standing and I'm saying, Lord God, what is it that you're saying right now? What do you want to do about? Why am I talking about obedience? Because being obedient to God means you got to let go of what you want to do, how you want to do it. Because I tell people all the time, I say if this is left up to terror, I would not be doing this. I can think of a whole bunch of other things to do. I rejoice. My rejoicing is in the Lord. Yeah. My rejoicing is obedience. And I look at Jesus. I'm like, Lord, I said every day, I'm like, when I look at how, yeah, I had a plan for my life, but you have another plan. I'm like, Lord, when I look at it, I look at how I surrendered, you allowed me to surrender. Come on. Because I'm not crazy enough to know that I didn't surrender in my own strength. But let me tell you something, that God did have a way of convincing you. He has a way of getting his point across. But trust me, I was not trying to hear him. Now don't get me twisted. I was in the church. I was working hard in the church. Every person I ever set up under like, oh, that's a good demo. I was one of those members that they were glad to have. I wasn't a hell raiser. I was one of the ones that were praying and lifting them up and doing whatever else needed to be done. So you know, I was like, well, now I thank Lord, and I know that this is you. And I know what you're doing in this hour and this season. I thank God for what she's doing with this ministry. I bless the Lord when she first got started with it. I thank God for what she's doing.